ylang lang, ylang ylang, lang lang, yalong yalong. Who knows how to say this? Okay, well, hey everybody, welcome back to Pursuing Onipa. It's Ebony, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a different kind of video, part informational and part just like entrepreneur vlog. So I've been spending the past few weeks getting ready for the launch of Scorpio Honey, and Scorpio Honey is the name of my body care brand, and it's pretty much been a brainchild for the past couple of months, and I've been working really diligently with my partner Hannah to make sure that we're ready for our launch. Because it is called Scorpio Honey, we want to be launching on October 22nd, which is the beginning of Scorpio season. So pretty much we've been spending the past few weeks figuring out our product formulas and also figuring out where we want to get everything from. So this video is going to be sharing with you how I've managed to source everything for our business. It is a homemade business. We're not wholesaling any of the products. We're going to be making them all ourselves. It's a body care business, so it's going to be things like facial toners, candles, body butters, soaps, things like that. So we're going to be making all those things at home, and I'm going to show you how I sourced all of those things and also how I managed to do it in an eco-friendly, fair trade kind of way. So there's no knock on young entrepreneurs that use sources like Amazon and things like that for their products, but for me and my partner, we decided that we wanted to refrain from using Amazon and try to use some more ethical sources. And pretty much what we mean by that is using sources that are child labor free, sources that, you know, if it's an out of state or out of country product, we want to make sure that the people who are harvesting that product are actually getting paid an ethical amount for harvesting this for us. So there's that. We also wanted to make sure that we were using eco-friendly things that could be recycled, biodegradable, reused, things like that. And before we even got into being an ethical, fair trade, eco-friendly kind of company, the primary vision for Scorpio Honey was to create body care products that were less toxic for women. So our entire philosophy is that the products that you use should only have a couple of ingredients in them, and you should be able to know exactly what those are and how they'll affect you so you can make an informed decision. A lot of the fragrances and a lot of products that women and honestly people in general use are just cocktails of different chemicals. They're not actually naturally occurring scents that can be taken from plants or from anything that's in nature. So as you use all these products, they can tend to build up in your body, and that's called bioaccumulation. And bioaccumulation can lead to a bunch of other diseases that aren't necessarily hereditary. For example, this is similar to when people talk about getting deodorant that's aluminum and like baking soda free and all that stuff. It's that type of thing. How sometimes aluminum in your system can cause cancers. Same thing kind of applies for a lot of other chemicals that are just kind of laced into a lot of our stuff. So all of that to say, it took a little bit more effort to find the things that we needed to make sure that our product was actually going to be healthy, eco-friendly, fair trade, and all these things. But we managed to do it, and it actually wasn't that expensive. It's becoming more popular to do things this way, and so yes, I just wanted to show you all that you can do this cheaply, ethically, all of the things. And the products that I bought can be used to make a variety of different things. So specifically, if you're running a body care business of any kind, then this should be very helpful for you. Okay, so let's go. First thing, I went to several stores for this. So I knew that there were some places that I knew I could definitely get the things that I was looking for, and some places where I knew I could definitely get organic stuff. The cool thing about body care is that when you're going for natural body care, most of the things that you're looking to use and your products are like kitchen things. They're things that are edible and can be bought at the grocery store. So usually you can source a lot of these things from organic grocery stores. I went to Sprouts, I went to Bargain Market. Also, Bargain Market has a really good organic section. A lot of stores have good organic sections. That could be a regional thing. I am in California. We're more into the health foods, organic, all that jazz, so that could just be a little bit more available to me because of where I'm at, so with salt. But pretty much you can go to a variety of different grocery stores and just check out the organic section and find a lot of the things you need. So we'll start with that. I went to Bargain Market and I was able to get, so I wanted a gallon of oil that I could use okay, the oil is going to be used for the lotion bars, the shea butters, as well as a facial moisturizer and soaps for moisture as well. Pretty much all of the products need to be moisturizing. We don't want anything that makes your skin dry. So oil and butters and all that are going to be a really big purchase for us. So these were only about $7 for this whole bottle. It's 33.8 ounces, and when we had talked about making products, we had said that we wanted to use light oils like coconut oil, argan oil, aloe vera oil, avocado oil, things like that. All these oils are not only light and easy to put into products, but they're also really good for your skin. So when I saw this oil by Chosen Fruits Brands, I was really excited. It's a avocado, coconut, and will it ever? Avocado, coconut, and safflower oil. And pretty much put together, these things have a crap ton of vitamin E, vitamin A, they have a lot of antioxidants in them, they have a lot of scar removers in them, various chemical compounds and things that are going to be really good for skin. So what I plan to do with this is infuse it with some of the fragrances that we're going to be using. So I have some fresh flowers, chamomile flowers, rose flowers, lavender, and things like that. I'm going to put them in some jars that I'm going to show you in a second and infuse them, and then we can use our own homemade fragrance oil made from this, which takes on fragrance really well. All three of these oils are really good for being covered up. Like, they don't have a really strong taste and they don't have a really strong smell either. So when I infuse them with our flowers, they're going to take to the scent really well. I got 3 of those to equate to about a gallon. I'm pretty sure it's a little bit more than a gallon at this point, but I wanted to have about a gallon of that ready to go. I also have an order for some aloe vera oil coming in, and there's a whole gallon of that as well, and I planned on using that as a substitute for baby oil in our body shimmers. Baby oil is pretty much mineral oil and petroleum. It's not really all that good for you either. It's not derived from anything natural. It's completely artificial. So we wanted to make body shimmers though, and if you look throughout YouTube and other places, most people make their body shimmers with baby oil and mica powder. So those were really that was not difficult for us to source, but it was something that we had to spend some time doing. Mica powder is a pretty much they use it in a lot of eyeshadows, body shimmers, anything shimmery, shiny that you can like rub in and that's not really like chunky glitter is usually mica. Mica is a stone that can be ground up and like put into different things. And the only issue with mica is that in a lot of places child labor is used for mining mica, so we had to go through a little bit more effort to find some websites and other like craft stores that actually hold ethically sourced mica. There's several organizations that I will link and show here that a lot of different companies subscribe to as sort of a commitment to make sure that they ethically source their mica and don't use child labor, and or also make sure that everybody who does mine the mica is paid very well. So yes, we got the mica for our business from Wood & Wick Co. They do a really good job of making sure that their mica is ethically sourced, and they even send a stipend from their mica sales back to an organization who helps to make sure that people get paid well for their mica. So yes, I'll put that up. Okay, so for the next thing, I want to show you this apple cider vinegar. So I got this apple cider vinegar. It's also infused with honey, and it's also infused with turmeric and ginger, and it's like a detox formula. So I've already used apple cider vinegar for a variety of other things, like mostly ingesting it for like good digestion and skin clearing and all that different type of stuff. But as a toner, obviously like in very small amounts, it can be really, really helpful. So our idea is to use this apple cider vinegar. It does cost a little more because it's a little bit special. It's got some things in it, but it still only came out to about $5. Apple cider vinegar usually goes for pretty cheap anyway, so it came out to about $5 to $7 at most. And it won't expire until this time next year, which I'm sure it won't take us that long to get through it. But I got several bottles of this as well, about 3 of them. I don't think that we'll need to use a lot of it because for most formulas, for 1 bottle of the toner, we're probably only going to be using about a tablespoon, maybe 2 for the toner, because you don't want it to be too acidic and too strong. And then I got an organic hemp oil. I plan on just throwing this into things to add some moisture, honestly. Hemp oil, products that I've bought that have had hemp oil in them have just been like, I was like, yeah. Hemp oil is just great for like deep moisture with a small amount of oil, and it's like very light when rubbed into the body and all that stuff. So love hemp oil. Then I have turmeric powder. I got a lot of this. Turmeric is also good for toners. It's also good as a colorant. The same is true for matcha powder. You can put this in your soap base, in your butters. You can put this in pretty much anything. It'll turn it green, a nice pale, calm green. More green if you use more matcha, but usually you can get a pretty nice, pretty calm green using matcha powder, and you can get a pretty nice orange or maybe even a yellow with the turmeric. And so that was something that I discovered recently as an alternative to harmful dyes that we can use for body products. So we're not going to have bright, vibrant colors, but that's also not the point. It's not like frosting or paint, like it's body products, so we didn't really want the color to be too intense anyways. But matcha is also really good for oily skin, absorbing oil and helping to like infuse different vitamins into the skin from green tea leaves. So this is really good. This was also not very expensive. I feel like matcha powder is a little underrated. Maybe people don't know how much they can do with it. I also really love the way it tastes. But yes, so I got about 4 packs of this. Once again, didn't think I would need a lot. The same goes for the turmeric because you only use about tablespoons of this at a time. So I got 4 of these because they were only $3 a piece. So that is everything that I got from Bargain Market, and now we're going on to one of my favorite places. We're going on to the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree was a really fun haul. I managed to get a lot in one place. I got these tea light candles just as something to stage the products with. It is kind of, the vibe of our brand is very calm and bath time and a little bit more nighttime, me time kind of feels. So the tea light candles are going to go like around the bathtub and all these good things for when we're staging our product. So Dollar Tree isn't really a good place as far as ingredients go, but it is a really good place to get some of the tools that you're going to need to make all of your products. So I got, it's already out of the box because I had to make something, but I got this mixer at the Dollar General, and that was really cool. It was only $10, which is great because I don't bake. Like, the mixer's gonna be used for the business. Like, I'm not really gonna use it for anything else. So I was happy that I could just like drop 10 bucks on that really quick instead of really investing in like a high quality kitchen grade whatever. It's not that important to me. And then I was also able to get this microwavable pour bowl for $2. And this is great because A, it's huge. Like, I can fit a good amount of soap base, butter, anything that I'm melting down in here. It's got the nice little pour nozzle, so it goes really well with my molds. And I can just pop this in the microwave, which is awesome. Yeah, pretty much. You're gonna probably need a lot of these. I only bought one at the time. I don't know why I did that. In hindsight, I'll probably go back and get like 2 or 3 more of these, but also nice that since you're getting them in bulk, if they're like $1 or $2 a piece, let's go. Then I got my own set of spoons and think spoons, measuring cups. I had this in my house already, but the butters and the soap and the wax and all that is very oily, it's very greasy, and I'm sure it would be an issue with my family eventually, so I wanted to get my own cups that were just for business. And so this is a pretty extensive one. It goes all the way down to the teaspoon, all the way back up to the cup. So yeah, this will help me keep my proportions in order. A little bit of rubbing alcohol if you put this into a spray bottle and spritz it in your molds before you make your soaps or your lotion bars and stuff. It helps them to pop out easier. I got a piping set. You don't need a piping set. You don't need a piping set. But I decided to get one because I like the way that I've seen some people making butters put their butters or whatever inside of a piping bag first and pipe into the containers, and I think that that might be a little bit less messy, and I think I can make them look a lot nicer for the customer too. So if it's too tedious, like I'm sure if I'm making hundreds, it might be easier just like scoop it in there, but for now, I think it's a nice touch. I got this set for samples. So this is gonna be a sample toner, cleanser and moisturizer that we're going to be making. We're not going to be using plastic for our actual product that we're going to be putting out to everyone, but I couldn't get duplicates like in singular form of our bottles, so those bottles are still on the way, but I got these travel bottles just so that I can start making formulas and like taking pictures of them and getting ready to post. So right now we're kind of in a what I plan on doing like today is using a lot of this to make some samples to start making photos for our website and all of that. So yeah, that's why we got temporary stuff and real stuff. But the real stuff is going to be glass. It's also going to be recycled glass, and they're also dark colored. They're a dark blue, and that helps to keep, since a lot of our ingredients are natural, you want to make sure that they're in a preserved bottle, and so like dark glass does better for keeping natural things and like fresh stuff preserved for longer. I got myself just a little something to grab hot things off of the stove with, and I got 6 of these jars. So these are the jars that I'm going to use for my infused oils. They hold quite a bit. They're 8-ounce jars. They come with glass lids. They are glass, which is really good for infusing and for making tinctures and things like that. And they come with a little wax around there to make sure that they're sealed nice and tight so that no air gets in there, which is going to be perfect. So they look nice and they can be used for the infusions. So I'm going to use these for the infusions, and then I think I'm also going to use these to gift samples of some of the butters to people, because I think that would be a really nice touch. So yeah, I got 6 of these so that I can make a chamomile oil, a lavender oil, a hibiscus oil, a rose oil, and I believe I also need to make a pomegranate oil. So I got a couple of those, and I made sure that I could make multiples if I needed to. So yes, and then lastly, I'm really glad I got this on the way out. I almost didn't get it. It wasn't on my list because I didn't think about it, but then upon seeing them, I was like, I need that. So funnels. All of our stuff is in these bottles. You need funnels. So once again, Dollar General came through. There's 3 funnels in here. This was $1. So with this, I can fill the potion bottles. I can fill the bottles with our toners. All that stuff. All of our bottles can be filled. And then I got a spoon like this. It's bendy and it's really good for scraping. You really don't want to waste any product. It's not the same as making a cake. Like, you want to get all the butter out of your container, and I think that this helps. It's also easy to clean, and it's flexible for when you're using large amounts at a time. So the last bit of equipment that I got was I got this like really, it's like big. I got this big old bowl. This was about $10. I got it from Smart & Final. Smart & Final is a cool place because it's technically a restaurateur kind of store. There's a lot of wholesale, bulk, giant stuff in there, and so I was able to find this big old bowl. I don't think that I will ever need more than one at a time. But then again, wishful thinking. But right now, I could fit about 10 pounds worth of butter inside this tin. So, my idea is that I can just, when I'm at a point where I'm making crap tons of butter at a time, I can use this bowl, and if I'm making a smaller batch, I might just use this. But, you know, we gotta plan for growth. So we have the giant bowl. We have that, and then I also got from Smart & Final a digital thermometer. This is not something that I had in my house, and I learned that temperature is important for all of these things. For the heating up the oils before they're a butter, for heating up candle wax. You really want to make sure that they're the right temperature, and certain things can't be put into other containers until they're a certain temperature. So having a reliable thermometer was really helpful. I think that maybe with time I might be able to eyeball it as I get good at it, but I think for right now, yeah, I want to be right about that. So that was also only about $6 or $7. So right now we're only at I think we're at about $140 or so. But yeah, so the last piece of equipment, which I'm actually really excited about, is my hot plate. So, okay. Yes, I can do all of this in my kitchen, but I am not in my own house yet. And so, all of this that I'm trying to do, it might be nice to be able to do it in my own room. I have a giant room, actually. It's, I purposefully got this room in my house because it had some space and I intended to do all of this. So it's coming to fruition, but pretty much I'm gonna get a nice little table, put my hot plate on there, and use my big metal thing or whatever, and I can just make my butters that way with the double boiler system, and I can just sit in my room, study, and, you know, work on things and boil my butters and not be in anybody's way. Once again, this is all, it takes up space and time, so I kind of want it to be something that I don't have to bother anybody else with. That could also be a good tip for any of you out there that are trying to do this in an apartment or whatever. If you ain't got your own space like that, a hot plate. The hot plate was only $12, also from the Dollar General. So I got this hot plate, and I got the hot plate and the mixer for like under 20 bucks. That's really good because once again, I don't need a hot plate. Like, this hot plate is only for business, so it's kind of good to have been able to like spend under 20 bucks on it. Okay, so we're going to be sourcing our shea butter from Good Mamas, which is an organization in Ghana that is pretty much paying, it helps to enable women in a certain village, various villages actually, to harvest and cultivate raw shea butter for sale and for them to be paid for that to help to keep their village going and their family safe. So we wanted to source our shea butter from them. So our shea butter is currently on the way from Ghana right now, but in the meantime I did manage to find some Ghanaian shea butter right here, and it's by Ashanti Naturals. I love Ashanti Naturals. I'm Ashanti, so let's go. But yeah, besides being Ghanaian, I love Ashanti Naturals because you can get 100% natural, chunky shea butter. And the chunky is the best way to do it because then you can melt it down and you can do whatever you want from it from there. The creamy has already been refined, so I really like the chunky. And so for this, I was able to get, this has about 10 ounces in it, so I got a couple of these, and we're selling 8-ounce jars of the shea butters. So we're definitely gonna need our bulk order, but in the meantime I got a couple of these to be able to start making butters right away. There's also kind of a lot of stuff going on with shipping with all of the COVID things happening, so we are outsourcing a lot of things and like getting a lot of things shipped, but we also had a lot of places that we could just go locally to get some of these things. It is cheaper to buy in bulk. It cost me $5 for a 10-ounce thing of shea butter, and I needed to buy several of those, versus we're able to get, for our order we paid $50 for 10 pounds, so very different. So yeah, it's a different ball game altogether, but either way, just in case push comes to shove, we have our domestically sourced Ashanti shea butter as well. So we got 10 pounds of this, and then we also have 3 pounds of jojoba butter coming. We also have another 3 pounds of cocoa butter and another 3 pounds of mango butter. Mango is a really popular fragrance, and a lot of our potential customers are asking for that fragrance for our launch. We made a quick survey just to see what kind of fragrances people would be interested in, and mango was one of them. Unfortunately, mango is one of those natural things that occurs, yes, in nature, but it's hard to derive a scent from. They don't really produce oil. Oil is essentially where essential oils and fragrance comes from. So if you can't easily extract an oil from that thing, it's going to be difficult to make a fragrance out of it. But pretty much, mango butter is derived from the different leaves and mango flesh to make a butter that's infused. So the butter is how we're going to be able to fragrance our mango products without having to use an artificial mango flavor or anything like that. So yes, there are lots of different kinds of butters out there. So many kinds. My mind's open to it now because I've been in this world of butter making. But yes, so we have that coming, and then as well as our gallon of aloe vera oil. Something that I was able to get locally as well is solid coconut oil. So I have the organic coconut oil that's in the bottle, but I decided to get the solid coconut oil as well for the lotion bars and the soap. For lotion bars and soap, you don't want liquid, you don't want them to be too liquidy or to not hold their shape. So this coconut oil works best. If you were to get I believe it's hydrogenated is when it's been liquefied, that would be better for facial things, for like more rub-in body oil type stuff. But for this will solidify, and that means it'll pair well with the other butters and things like that that are going to be in our bars, because those are also going to get hard at room temperature. So I was able to get this giant thing, from Nutiva, Nurture Vitality. It's an organic superfood. This container has 57 ounces in it. That's 1.5 liters. I also don't use tons and tons of it, but coconut oil can go in pretty much all the products as well. So you are going to buy it in big amounts like this. But this giant container was also only $10. So at this point, I'm swimming in oils. Got all kinds of oils for a pretty low price, especially when they're not super fancy. There's definitely a hierarchy of oils. Like if you want chamomile oil or essential oil, that'll be like $25 for 10 milliliters. Whereas coconut oil, you can get 1.5 liters for 10 bucks. So it's like, when you're thinking of making your products and how to do it in a cost-effective way, you know, the things that we use the most of are the things that cost the least and the things that go the furthest and have the most uses. We're spending most of our budget on the oils and things because they can be used for so many different things, and then finding new and innovative ways to do stuff with that. For example, with the fragrance oil I'm going to infuse, buying oil in bulk and infusing it myself will take me a week of my time. Not really. It'll take me 10 minutes of my time. It'll take a week for the oil to infuse, but that's way cheaper than chamomile oil itself. Me getting chamomile leaves, which are literally some, as they call them, manzanillas. I was able to get this at a market, I believe Stater Brothers. And it wasn't even like I went there for this. I was looking for dinner, I believe, and I was like, those are whole chamomile flowers. Just here in the store. So, ylang lang, ylang ylang, lang lang, yalong yalong. Who knows how to say this? Okay, well, so in total, I've spent about, on just what's here, I spent a little under $200. It took me, and so pretty much where I'm at right now, I can make every single product that we are going to be launching. It is a large line, 12 variations. So we have 8 different products and they come in 12 different fragrances. So there is a lot of product to be made, but so far I have everything that I need right now to just make everything and do our photo shoot. So yeah, pretty much all of this was about $200. So how you can use this. This is not enough stuff for you to do everything. Like, you might not be able to do a full-blown launch. Like I said, I can only make 8 bars of soap. I've only got this finite amount of shea butter. But as far as the photo shoot goes, this is going to be a good way for our company to show people what we are working with before we ask them to buy anything. It's going to make our website look a lot better. And an idea that we've had is to make sample batches for our friends and family and have them review the products for us. So there's ways that you can make a small investment, see how people like it, promote it a little bit, and like, it's kind of a bit of a fake it till you make it. I don't have all of my product right now, but I do have enough product to show people what I'm working with, to show people that it works, to make some content and things like that, so that I can be promoting it for much more sales in the future. So this haul is about a third of the actual cost. No, it's about half of the actual cost actually, because everything that's here is still going to be reusable, especially all the equipment that I showed. So aside from what is here right now, we have $250 worth of product that's coming from Plant Guru, and that's the rest of the butters as well as the aloe vera gel that I was talking about. We are going to spend another $50 with Bulk Apothecary for our soap base, and then we're going to spend another $300 on packaging. That's going to be all the things to mail our products and all these things like that. So total, we would be spending, including what I spent here, about $700. Yeah, about $700. To me, that is a low investment for a new business. Not necessarily relatively, but just in the sense that, like, we are launching a lot of products. It is homemade, and something that has been an elephant in the room for us this whole time is that trying to get everything ethically sourced has cost us a little bit more. As I said in the beginning, I could have gotten a variety of these things on Amazon and just kind of called it a day. It might have been cheaper. I don't really know, because I feel like I was very frugal. I found a lot of things where I didn't expect to find them for really great prices, and so I think that we've done a really good job with, like I said, for the $700 that we will have spent to launch the business. We can make at least 100 of every single product, which is good. We intend to sell at least 100 of every single product, and that's that's not necessarily according to fragrance as much as it is according to like the product itself. So out of the 8 products that we have, we can make 100 of each one of those. So I feel really good about that. And that's going to be, like, if we manage to sell that, which we have a very good strategy on how we plan on doing that, that could actually be more than your money back very quickly. Also, the price of the products has an impact as well. The butters themselves are going to be about $10. Of course, like, if I was really paying $5 for just the butter, it wouldn't work. But with our bulk order, we're really only paying about $3 to make the butter, and then we're able to make the profit. We also have the price where it is because there's listing fees and all these other things for the different people that we're using to make all this happen. But pretty much I just wanted to share with you that it is possible to source things ethically. It is possible to do so in a cost-effective way. It will cost you a little bit more, but it doesn't have to cost you astronomically more. The launch is going to be happening once again on October 22nd. Look out for it. It's going to be awesome. We have all these different fragrances coming out, and I think that you guys are really going to like them. The aesthetic is great. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the products that I use, or about ethical sourcing, eco-friendly sourcing, all those different things. It is a labor of love, but it has such a good impact in the end. So I encourage you all to find any way that you can to reduce and reuse and recycle, and also just like have better impacts on the market in general. One thing I want to mention too, on the way out, we managed to find much more environmentally friendly bubble mailers, which I was really worried about. Bubble mailers are huge in the entrepreneur community. People love their bubble mailers. Like, they love their, especially the neon pink ones. So we managed to find some bubble mailers that were made out of craft paper. And craft paper can also be colored. Because of the theme of our launch, we are using black craft paper mailers, but I also know a company that makes burgundy, navy blue, all these different colors, and it was good to kind of find a way to put the brand above the aesthetic, and also find ways to do things that you normally do within what we wanted. So we were able to find that as well. They were not terribly expensive, so I'll also link those as well. Thank you guys again, and yeah, bye.